More identical so far, with a nice soccer also being panned out.
Indeed.
LG
I do like Alliance's opener, especially on the dire side. The Keeper of the Light, people are starting to favor more and more, which I think is really interesting. I like that hero a lot, but LGD, I guess the problem is if LGD they were first pick, right? They took no, they were second pick. Because Alliance LGD was, am I going insane right now?
In the last game, LGD was second pick. In the in the first game, LGD was second pick. In this game, LGD is first pick.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Yes.
The problem is, I guess they could have taken Keeper of the Light themselves, but they almost always are going to ban the Wisp, Nature's Prophet, as are most teams.
If you don't ban out the Prophet, like, you know what happens. And if you don't ban out the Wisp, it's the same kind of thing that happens. It's this global presence which Alliance just love to run. Like, you threaten one member of their family, everyone else turns up to shoot you. That's the play. Okay, so LGD now, it's their time to burn the time. But on their fourth ban, I'm wondering what they're worried about for Alliance. Like, I'd assume they're thinking about S4 heroes to take out against the SF, but they actually take out the Naga Siren of Loda.
I think it's a good ban. I don't think Alliance would hesitate to take it again, especially with this lineup. They just need enough team fight, really, to be able to do it. That DK pick owned, though.
Yeah.
You saw how he was able to get in the middle of everybody in every single fight that they took? That's pretty sick.
It's amazing how tanky he is. Even if we, the regeneration got buffed, but just DK in himself always has that extra... that extra resistance with the armor as well as the health regen. Rubik pickup now for Alliance, so we get an EGM Rubik. The RK Coddle as well as the Bristleback, which is still under question where it ends up. It could be Bulldogs or it could be Loaders. And maybe that's also the reason why RTK took his time. He's wondering if this is in fact a Loader Bristleback or if it's a Bulldog Bristleback.
10 seconds.
It makes banning really difficult against Alliance.
I think there's some options that they have here, just because they've both shown a penchant for playing it, but it feels more like a Bulldog hero, personally.
The Bristleback over Lotus?
I do like, though, that they are using more mid-heroes for S4. Like, they're experimenting with the DK, they're trying the Puck, which is the hero, although Puck versus Shadow Fiend...
Yeah, I wasn't so certain about that. I was actually wondering if you could get away with running something more like a Magnus to buff up that Bristleback even more.
I don't know about that. I don't think that's as necessary. You lack some burst damage there. And the control factor of Puck is a lot more reliable than the one of Magnus.
That's true.
Like Mag, maybe you hit RPs and win fights.
With Puck, you at least know the AoE. You throw it down, you're going to get those stuns off.
Yep.
Alright, so LGD, now they know they're up against a Puck. They still have no idea, or not no idea, just not much of one, about where that Bristleback will end up, if it's Loaders or Bulldogs. Like, you're leaning towards Bulldog. I'm actually I'm in the middle of it all right now. But Spirit Breaker is one of those heroes which... Like, it makes me also think of the Keeper of the Light that played up against the Timbersaw. Like, you get a mana leak point a little bit later on, but Spirit Breaker wants to keep moving during the fights.
Alliances.
Oh, I like that joke pick, though.
Is he really that great up against Bristleback?
It's just a good pick with their lineup. You can get really aggressive with SF plus Jug. Healing Ward, Mech, Dazzle Heal. It's a really good 5-man lineup.
10 seconds remaining.
Alright, so if you're in Alliance's position, what's the hero you want up against LG's lineup? Like, we assume this is going to be, what, a Bristleback off lane? We'll go with that assumption. What would you get for Loader up against the SF and the Jugger?
I will tell you that once I look at the hero list.
You need your cheat sheet.
Okay,
hang on. Can I run this one past you, just to see what you think about the hero in general?
Okay.
But to go into something like a Medusa pickup when you've got a Keeper of the Light in the field.
Medusa pickup when you've got...
With the changes to Medusa now, she steals even more mana.
She's still in CM, right?
I believe so.
Like, I know Lone Druid isn't.
No, Lone Druid got taken out.
Yeah.
Was
it you that asked me yesterday? It was like, Are they gonna take Lone Druid? I'm like, wait, what?
No, that was a joke at the time.
Was it?
Yes, it was actually a joke.
Man. Okay, right on. I feel you.
We were both sleep deprived. I'm not surprised it flew over your head. I didn't even realize you didn't notice it was a joke. Wow. Now I feel like a dick from yesterday. Okay, so they banned the gyrocopter out.
That's what I thought the hero was gonna be, by the way. I think it. You could take PL, Phantom Dancer. You can take this Sven for all the armor stuff that you get.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I think you will take the PL or the Sven.
Reserve time.
I was gonna say something like if there was an offbeat pick, it'd be like Ursa or Spec, but I think PL or Sven is more stable. And if there's a really offbeat pick, it's Weaver.
What about something like a Slark? Like, could you get away with like that aggression, or is he not that great up? Like, he's
A Slunk? I think it goes to. It's the game of the pace of the game will go too fast. Yeah. I think the more reasonable ones though are Sven or PL, and my offbeat ones are I just forgot now.
Your offbeat one was
It'll be picked. I'm sure it's fine.
Wow, I've lost short-term memory for you.
Yeah, if we see it, we'll know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they'll go, ah, that's what it was all the time. Blitz said that
10
hero
seconds
like 5
remaining.
hours ago. That Alliance will be playing it. If it's the Medusa, I can sit here and chuckle.
I'll be proud of you.
It's not.
It's not. It's none of those. In
It's
fact, it will be the bristleback for
Loda.
Laoda. Even LGD Gaming were fooled.
Everyone was fooled. Beastmaster, it's actually really not that bad. When you think about it, like, because if this is a Spirit Breaker again being played by ROTK, then you're in a position where the Beastmaster's like, well, okay, yeah, we went through this previously and it worked pretty damn well. Puck, very good against the Spirit Breaker, like phase shift dodge, hey. And Bristleback doesn't really give two hoots if he runs at him, and you already got the Rubik who's got that quick pick, which was what Alliance was lacking last game.
Remaining.
What does LGD do here? Take the Earthshaker.
Who plays it though?
It's probably going to be ROTK.
They pick everything else apart from those last two.
I think MMY Spirit Breaker.
Okay. That's a lot of roam initiation, but the initiation seems a little lapse. Like, you might be able to kill off Bulldog, but if this is going to be like a loader running off lane with the Keeper of the Light, Rubik pulls on the top, then you can create a lot of space in these dual lanes of Alliance, potentially. And then the ganks on mid, probably not going to be as effective, but the SF should completely outfarm the Puck.
Yeah, it's hard for the Puck to get in there. Especially if
10 seconds
there's a Dazzle on the
remaining.
other team, he can just come in whenever.
Yeah.
Although the one good thing
5
about the Puck
seconds
is it's
remaining.
almost impossible for the Spirit Breaker to gank.
Yeah. So Alliance can dodge a lot of fights, and then they've got to look for their farm as well. Where's that? Okay, it's just going to be a quick TP out from RK.
Prepare for
I want to see where he places this ward. Like, does he try and get the extra vision around? Yeah, he goes for the vision instead of the block.
I think that's more important. Getting it dewarded would be disaster.
I suppose it's not really too important to block that camp when Arca can just walk over and potentially just illuminate the wave anyway. Illuminate the camp.
All right,
Let's get underway.
let's get underway.
Actually, he does that, and then we instantly see them move their lanes around. But they haven't switched up lanes. Like RK still hovering around that mid. But Alliance look up to the top rune to start with, expecting some kind of engagement up there.
They're probably just dodging level 1.
Are they prepping a trap?
Who?
30 seconds.
Well, just where
to
LGD
battle.
is moving. Like, Sala does the entire loop around the tree lines, and then they leave an observer ward behind. But they're doing all this movement underneath the dire obs. So if Alliance get greedy here, they could potentially actually... They could contest for the bottom rune, and let Bulldog take the top. Like, he's got double balls, so he can stop anyone else from coming out.
Depends on if Ake hits his... Oh, no, he has...
Here they come.
Okay.
They're coming down. S4 keeps the back lines. Lotus starts to quill spray. Sylar with the wave. Oh, wow. Lotus taking way too much damage. They give first blood. You're going to get the room, but really at what cost? S4 will jaunt himself away to safety. As EGM will keep running away.
And we did say, unless you illuminate a bunch of heroes, LGD is going to win that trade, right?
But LGD group 4 heroes up around Loader and then just blew. They just blew him up with the Shadow Wave. I was looking for a better descriptive word, but I couldn't find one that wasn't sexual.
Right on, Toby. I mean, there was tons of them. You could have just said they blow him up.
In my mind, there was nothing else.
They destroyed him. They crushed him. There's like 10 different ways you could have done that. No, but that level 1 fight. LGD, they have the Earthshaker Fissure. They've got the raises. The Jug Spin is incredibly strong at level 1. I think that was a little bit too greedy. They did manage to pick up both bounty runes, though, and that's not an insignificant thing. But
especially when it puts maybe behind the 8-ball going up against S4, and S4 needed that. And still, S4 does this. Phase shifts off cooldown 1. Yep, he's got it now. And he'll start saving up. In fact, he's going to
S4 gone
down. Is he really going to try and do this? With the attacks, maybe. S4.
S4 slower, but he's got orb up in 4
5.
seconds.
Give it some time. S4's being charged, so the vision's going to be there.
He knows, but he's going to go for it anyways. He should. This should be a kill, almost no matter
Jaunts
what.
up, attacks it.
Oh, he's so good.
If he sees his charge coming in, he might even be able to phase shift it. MMY's got no bash, though. So S4 just phase shifts one of the attacks.
There's no bash. He will have illusory orb right now. He's perfectly fine.
He couldn't get killed anyway. He still got the fairy fire up his sleeve.
Alright, I'm tabbing for the Twitch chat reaction because I was sick.
It's that important to you.
It was insane. Come on.
It was good. It was good. I will not deny that was good.
That's what I miss about the S4 puck. I remember he did something similar against like TC's Dragon Knight or something like that. That was insane.
Even when you're sick, like he was sick as a dog yesterday, passing out during his games, and then you can make plays like that. Hello, top lane, RTK. With the stun, they're going to help to kill off Bulldog. But RTK really losing so much life, and they've rotated Sylar off the lane now. So the bottom lane belongs to Loader. He's getting all the farm in the world he wants to. And of course, why not? You've got to keep with the light behind you. You can just quill spray whenever someone comes to the lane. You destroy their life, and then you win the lane.
Alright, so S4, this helps him a lot. He ran into some problems with the regen, but he manages to pick up the kill. He got the bounty rune. Unfortunately for him, maybe did get the first blood of the game. Yeah. It did go to him, so the net worth is kind of even-ish. But still, it's the level experience advantage.
I still wonder if it's really worth it. Like, because when you still look at the other lanes, like, Bulldog is...
Oh, S4, he's going to get another kill. This is it.
He actually caught him again?
Yeah. Oh, man. This is starting to get a little bit brutal.
They're charging up to top lane. Admiral Bulldog's being engaged on with the spins. MMY's just hoping for a bash. He's going to find one as well on Bulldog. So Bulldog will die on the top lane. RK can't really do much about this apart from just take the experience and push the wave with Illuminate.
Yeah. Looks like maybe he's tilting a little bit. That was a situation where I feel like in most cases he'll know that he's going to die there, but it's getting frustrated. He even dodges the raise.
How do you even fight against this? Like S4 shouldn't have been able to get that kill. Like, he should have had something like a Dream Core, right? Or else, like, SF's running around with bottle charges unless he overextends himself. He shouldn't die to a puck.
No, I don't think so either. But he does anyways. That's all that matters.
And now Loader gets all the space. Like, he's 23 CS in the bottom lane. And this is where I was wondering if it's really worth the trade. Like, you've killed Bulldog twice in the top lane. Great. You charge again, but Sylar's out of the fight this time around. So MMY's charge won't really achieve anything apart from putting himself in harm's way. He's got a haste rune, and if he gets like 10 million bashes, he'll be fine, but he doesn't. But Bulldog's almost level 6, so you're getting Roar up and running, and RTK is not getting anywhere near as much farm or levels.
Yeah.
Like, he's a full level behind that of Bulldog.
Okay, so Bulldog just continues to get some levels and farm, like you said. It's perfectly fine. EGM's just kind of harassing out, making sure that This lane is difficult for him. Not going to try to let him get the stacks off. Loda, unsure if he wants to rotate in or not.
You can see the hesitation.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to miss CS, but at the same time, the question is, could we get a kill if I'm there?
S4, he's trying again. He dodged the initial raise, just throws out the illusionary orb. And now in comes MMY. S4's got phase shift back off cooldown again, so this stun doesn't work from MMY, but maybe he's got the raises available. MMY cannot get a batch to save
what's
his
going
life.
on? Why did
and now
MMY
the orbs are flying. RTK comes in too. He'll look for the fissure. They jump down. EGN
Oh,
there with the
no.
phase shift, with a pickup on RTK. He throws the fissure. One raise on S4, but
I
maybe
think he's
got
going to go
nothing
for it.
more
He's
to
going to
give.
go for it. He's
Yep.
going to go for it.
He triggers the fairy fire. He's got ball charges as well. He can orb up, but this orb
He's
needs
gonna
to
orb down.
connect on maybe to actually get it. They can see him though.
Nope.
They can see him because of the charge. In the meantime, up on the top lane, looks like there was a kill for Bulldog as well as Arke. And the rest of Alliance will be backing out.
Things are getting really rough. I can't believe that MMY went for that. Like, it's a puck that he sees him coming from a mile away. We talked about it in the draft. There's almost no way that a Spirit Breaker is going to get a charge off on puck unless he really messes up or he comes from behind or he sideways clips him or something like that.
Maybe they're thinking about the old puck, because puck to get his phase shift reworked, so now it's 6 seconds on all levels. Maybe that's what they're considering. Like, in the old days when they played up against the puck, like, they'd have like more time in between the phase shifts.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that. He knew like what the timing was. He hadn't used it before. This just feels a little bit tilty from LGD. The Earthshaker kill makes a little bit more sense, but
they're charging in for EGM. If he can get the space, the bash actually pushes him out of range of the spin, and this will allow EGM to turn. In comes S4. Dreamcall is up. He can catch at RTK, but he's going for more. He goes for MMY. Loda will finish the job on RTK, and DDC TP's in to help out his team. But Alliance, they take the kill on RTK, and they're good.
This is like, that has to be the most tilting move. Like, the 17% works against you for once? OS Frog? Like, what was that? If you're LGD, you're just shaking your head right now, because this is just frustration central. Like, even the most veteran teams, if situations like that are happening to you nonstop, you're not going to feel good about it. Especially RO2K, who, you know, he's been moving around the map. He dies consecutively. He hasn't been able to get levels. Bulldog, on the other hand, even though he died twice, he's almost level 7 already. He's going to feel a lot better about this game.
Oh, definitely. Especially when he's able to find this amount of farm, because Bulldog did in the last game. Like, that quick Necro book, if that comes up and you start burning the mana out of LGD, like, RTK is nothing compared to him at the moment. Like, RTK is just hoping he can finish up a Soul Ring.
Dire's middle tower
Like, that's the hope and prayer. But EGM at this point is having more influence on this game than the Earthshaker. At least positive influence for LGD, apart from that fissure on bottom lane, which was negative. They're moving down. EGM's out of range. He can't get the pickup. So RTK will be able to survive.
I doubt they're able to get that kill anyways.
They're just inching for it.
Yeah. Sylar continuing to farm. I guess that's the one bright spot, is that the cores have kind of kept up. It's just the level disadvantage that matters a little bit. But the Shadow Fiend picked up a little bit of farm while the puck went around and roamed. That's something that you sort of expect, though. Like, the more unexpected thing is that the puck is ahead of the SF, even at the 8-minute mark. The Shadow Fiend is naturally just going to outfarm. And especially with these neutral stacks that he has ready for him, it's going to help him quite a bit. That's what's going to allow him to actually beat the puck in net worth.
He keeps coming back as well. Like after that fight he did on bottom lane, he managed to grab a regeneration rune, farm up the camp next to Secret Shop, and then come back into the lane with full health and full mana. There's none of that time where you got to walk back to base. So S4's downtime where he's getting money or having influence on the map is quite low. But it's an SF, so SF can easily flash farm back up. This time S4 won't dodge the race. But I'm seeing quite a hefty Ancient stack being prepared for Alliance. So that's a triple stack Ancients. And Loda's already sitting at the top net worth. Are they actually? No, they're not.
They always do this, though, for Loda. Or whoever actually is playing the Bristleback. Remember in the game the other day?
Yeah,
they make sure that they stack the Ancients. Because the Bristleback deals with it so efficiently.
Now she ended up having, like, it was a 5-stack of Ancients, and they had like a 2-stack of the smaller camp next to it. So the time you invest to actually do the stacking is quite small.
Max efficiency.
Well, this is Alliance. But we are not going back to no Tidehunter. Alright, so Arke He's up at level 6 now. Still no points up in the Mana League. Instead he goes like, because this is a bit of a deviation from his build that he did yesterday, where he actually bypassed the Spirit form.
I think in this game it's a little bit more important.
Well, right now, like the ability to stop SF from being able to hit attacks, like that miss chance you get. He wants the haste rune. He's gonna save the haste rune for maybe. S4's not healthy enough for this. Like, he could check top room, but ROTK just stole that too.
That's a kill rune for the SF, and it's going to waste the smoke from Alliance. They're pinging out too. They see Bulldog. They know that it was a smoke attempt. Pretty good.
DDC forced the TP out. Loader just making himself more space. S4 just continues to farm up inside the jungle as well. You kind of got unlucky with the Mud Golem spawning. But while he's doing that, EGM's finding space in the mid lane to hit his level 6. So you'll have Steel appearing in a bit. Still haven't felt the influence of Bulldog's Roar. No. Like, there's some opportunities where maybe he could have gone onto ROTK. But he needs the help to do it. And Alliance have never really been up there to help him.
Bristleback continues to just farm away, not really afraid of anything. With the Vanguard and Treads this early on, he's pretty much unkillable. So you sort of have to just give this up to him. Especially when you don't know... If one person TP's in from Alliance, they can wreck that fight.
Yeah. Even without the person, they might be able to do it anyway. RK's got a level 3 Illuminate. He can just spam back behind the tower. If they even just chip down MMY, like, he can't come close towards Loader. So getting levels onto the Spirit Breaker is proving to be a lot more difficult.
I think they might make an attempt at top for ROTK. The Dazzle doesn't have a TP up. The Shadow Fiend could come in with a haste rune. That might be the main thing that you're afraid of right now.
But at the same time, you got EGM who can just steal the stun. Like, more than likely, the last thing used by ROTK was probably a fissure. So if EGM just walks in and steals the fissure,
I'd kind of like them to go for this top kill. EGM's got the angle.
There's no
the Dazzle
vision.
doesn't have a TP. Yeah.
The second he walks in now, though, like, okay, he's gonna walk past that line. Okay, now they see him. Yeah, and he steals the fissure. He locks RTK in position, and here's the TP coming in from the Juggernaut. EGM is being charged,
he is so
but he
dead.
starts the TP. Is there another stun? There's the Omni Slash. There is the Omni Slash.
I think he expected Bulldog to be prepared for that, but
how much space have you just created?
Okay, Bulldog's just gonna get the kill anyways. All right. That was weird because ROTK just had a gimme. You know, that's a situation where he doesn't die, nothing happens to him. He's like, okay, I really deserve to die, but I'm alive somehow, and then he dies.
S4's here to fight. They see MMY. He just picked up the Blink Dagger at 12 minutes. And MMY, what are you going to do? You can charge out of this? It's not going to happen. Loader will take the kill. They were forcing the tower, and they thought Sam from LGD would come back to defend it. And now they even take Admiral Bulldog away from the haste runes, maybe.
Yeah, with that tower, things get a lot easier for them. And LGD, they're in a really prime position right now to push themselves, but...
Well, the push from Alliance is so much stronger. Like, they've completed up... Actually, they've got the entire Crimson Guard, as well as now having the Necrobook level 1. Yeah, the
Necrobook level 1 is incredibly strong, even at level 1 this early. This might just prompt them to start pushing down towers because I think LGD isn't very interested in fighting into that Bristleback anyways, and they're going to see MMY here. Do they have the damage to kill him? S4 is going to blink forward, but I don't think this is a situation he wants to continue to press.
After DDC arrived, they didn't really have a chance anyway because he'll just end up shallow graving.
Yeah, the Shadow Fiend has a Shadow Blade though.
RTK's too close.
This could
the
open
Hawk
up
can see him perfectly. You go for the fissure over on Bulldog, but now fissure stolen by EGM and actually hits MMY as well as RTK. Look at the follow-up stuns plus the Dream Call from S4, joining himself away to safety in the Crimson Guard, actually stopping most of the damage from LGD. They've lost 2, they've lost 3. The Echo Stone will be a parting gift and maybe winding up the oldie. Bulldog should pop from that one. He'll trigger nothing. He actually just goes down, but maybe reveals his own position. S4's trying to get over there as quick as he can, but okay, they'll let him go.
Doesn't even matter. They've taken what they wanted. They've got 3 kills and the tower, only losing the Beastmaster. Not a huge investment from Alliance.
Ended up actually getting 4 in total because they got the Spirit Breaker as well.
Oh yeah, they did. The very beginning. And the Bristleback has 1,700 gold now.
Can they just do Roshan? Like, is LGD in any position where they could stop it? Actually, there's no points up in
Loda,
Nasal Goo on Loda.
Loda needs the Nasal Goo before they do that. They've got so many ancient stacks though for him prepared. I don't think there's any more jungle stacks ready, and the Juggernaut is starting to swiftly fall behind.
2.1 second cooldown on Core Spray now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Arcane Rune.
That's...
And then you give him
insane.
Chakra. This is such a big stack taken. And nothing stops it. Like, RK defends the bottom lane, gets himself more money. Putting that Aghanim Scepter a lot closer. And then you start seeing, like, Alliance pushing during the daytime. Like, you get that heal bomb that comes out from RK. You've already got, like, a large amount of control from Alliance.
Alright.
Is that how much he's got after that?
Yeah. He had 1.7, I think. So now he has 2.7.
Okay, if you're Loda, do you just go, like, in for something like a BKB? Do you go for an armor upgrade? Or do you just say, you know what, screw it, I could just get more damage? Like, it's been a while
really
since
good.
we've had, like, a Radiance Bristleback.
Yeah. SNY's not bad here. AB is invised up. There is a sentry on the ground, though.
They're calling in puck. S4 comes in. The Fissure is still in the hands of EGM, and they get a duel on the silence on DDC. So there's no Shallow Grave to keep the SF alive. DDC will TP out of here. There's no stuns to stop him. And he goes all the way back home safely. But that SF is getting crippled.
He's worth so much, too. And judging by how they, or where they took that fight, so close to Roshan.
Now they got the Nasal Goo. And we get the Sancho ready for the Bristleback.
Yeah.
Sitting back in his stash at the moment.
I think SNY is really good for this game. He can eventually split it into the Silver Edge and Manta or something like that. Actually, he won't do that. He'll just keep it like that.
Goes Roshan.
Heaven's Halberd is maybe a thing too. Evasion is incredibly strong against LGD's lineup.
And with an SF that's probably never going to get to a BKB, Disarm is also going to be really good against him.
Yeah. I think SNY is more likely though.
Yeah.
Chasing ability is pretty huge on it.
And as you said, it's loaded, man. It's the standard build. It's his standard build. Sylar's up a fair way on this top. You know it's a sad day as a Juggernaut when you're forced to go your Voidstone first? Like, that Battle Fury is still a way. He can get the Perseverance at the moment and still have buyback.
And the problem right now is, if he goes Battle Fury, he's still really vulnerable to just being jumped on by the puck. The Beastmaster Roar is destroying him too. Like you noticed in the previous engagement in the mid tower, he spins in first. Bulldog hits him with the Roar. Then he's unsure what to do. He gets silenced right after that, and then just blown up. He's not very tanky. Everyone always thinks that Jug's unkillable because of Blade Fury, but it's pretty easy to just right-click him down.
But what do you do about that? You can't build a BKB because you're still going to get roared through that.
No, you just need to be more ahead than you are right now.
Even at this rate, S4 could even get an Aghanim Scepter on that puck. Another thing to ignore. Magic Community, that upgraded Dream Coil of his.
Yeah, there are sentries everywhere too by Alliance right now. They're prepping for the fight for maybe. This is the one downside. If you're behind with this build, unless you're getting pick-offs...
Oh, they go on Silo. The Dream Coil's going to hold him there. He's silenced up so he can't just spin himself out of this one. And RTK, there's no mana. Actually, he's got 17 more chances to get the Echo Slayer mod, but he dies before that point. Admiral Bulldog able to achieve that, and maybe is running himself away. They go in deeper. The Omni Slash on Loader, a little bit of a spill out to Bulldog. There's your big Requiem of Soulstrom, maybe. But Bulldog, he gets a double kill, and he's the only casualty of war. But Loader, well, there goes your Aegis Immortal. S4's got his Blink Dagger ready, but LGD, they've gotten probably a better fight than they probably thought they would get. They got a 3-for-1 trade-off.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, sorry, 3-for-2 because they did break the Aegis.
That's fine though. It still counts as 3-for-1. That didn't look as bad for LGD as I thought it was going to go. I thought the Dazzle would have probably gone down there too, so kudos to them. And fortunately, maybe was able to charge up that ulti, and Bulldog had no idea where it was from, so he walked in a lot closer than he expected. Maybe gets a little bit more net worth. The problem though is that Loda continues to stack up and grind. He's got the fully completed SNY coming in now, and things just look more and more difficult. Bulldog's about to have Necro 3, which is going to make that Shadow Blade even more of a questionable pickup.
MMY doesn't even wait to TP.
Yeah, he's not interested.
DDC had the same thing happen to him twice against Loader. Loader just finds him, throws one Nasal Goo and a Quill Spray, and then just starts speeding into him. He's just got a Shallow Grave and TP out. There's just no other choice. But Alliance are getting into a position now where they can just add more and more pressure. And every time the fight begins, like S4, it's amazing how efficient this is being. I kind of want to go back and watch the replay to see when S4 is brought in. But every time I see him farming up, and then a fight's about to begin, RK just recalls. So S4 never has any real downtime on this puck.
Yeah.
And because of that now, he's practically... Actually, he's got a Dagon build. He's going for the quick burst pop.
Radiant's bottom tower.
I like
is
that
under
though,
attack.
considering there are a lot of different heroes that he can just destroy, and the Grave usually comes out before that range anyways. Bulldog is making his way down. He doesn't quite have that Necro Book 3, but after this tower... Oh, he does have it actually now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
There she goes.
Radiant's
Okay.
bottom tower
Alliance
Alliance.
coming to end.
There's a Glyph available, but they have Necro too. They might just decide to go for this. Do they have a Sentry at least? Yeah, they have a Sentry and a Dust for the SF, but I think after this Weave falls, they should back up.
Why take the risk? You force LGD to TP back, so even if they did have a plan... Actually, no, they're coming out to go back in. Oh, MMY! He got picked up and dragged up the hillside. Tried to go for the Nether Strike, but the Raw able to hold him back, maybe. Well, you might think about going for something, but it's not going to happen. Not with the Dream Call. And then the Blinding Light actually breaks the Dream Call, so the stuns continue longer. They see maybe out there.
Dire's
And he'll
top
return
tower
back into
is
his
under
base. So they get an easy pick off on the Spirit Breaker. The
Maybe
Necro
they...
units are timing out, so now Alliance will back out.
I think they might have overcommitted for him, and they got a little bit unlucky because Loda got blocked in by the Fissure on both sides. From both EGMs and ROTKs, it combined to block him in. But it doesn't really matter. A pickoff is a pickoff. They got the Glyph popped, or no they didn't, but they did like 600 damage to a tier 3 tower. They didn't really lose anything, and they got a pickoff.
Yep. And next time they're going to be even stronger. Because they did hit the nighttime, but next daytime cycle, Arcade's going to have that Aghanim Scepter. So they got that burst regeneration, the level 3 Necro books. The 4-star's there for a saving grace for EGM if things go wrong. And S4's got more time to farm up. If you're a puck in this position, do you try and get something like some other item, or do you just keep leveling up your Dagon to find the kills?
I think leveling your Dagon is okay here. They don't really need more control. I kind of agreed with your assessment of the Ags puck. I do think it is really strong when you just need more control on the side of Alliance. After the Beastmaster Roar, it really just comes down to the coil. The lift is okay too.
Oh, S4. Maybe. Okay, he preps the ulti 3 to 4 times, but never lets it go. There's no way S4 should know about that though.
No, but he did the phase shift in the middle of the lane anyways, just in case. He hadn't seen maybe in a while.
Just that presence of mind to think about doing something like that.
Yeah, he's pretty crazy.
Like, how do you even think about that stuff? Like, okay, the SF's missing. What's he doing? He's Requiem, like right under my feet.
Yeah, this guy did win a TI. It's just casual.
That's a Tuesday for him.
Alright, so the plate mail is completed by Loda now. That was one area where he was lacking. He does have enough HP. It was just his tanking gets a little bit better. Deals with the Juggernaut and the Shadow Fiend a lot better too. Okay, he's going to come in and mana him so that he doesn't have to go back to base. It's actually such a strong combination. The Bristleback, this was always his issue. That it felt like he had to build so many different items. Like he lacked in mana. He needed some more armor, but...
The Keeper of Light just makes him work.
Yeah, exactly.
So now he can just go directly in for like the life he gives back to his team through the Crimson Guard, and then has
He
all
just
the
has to
armor.
back a whole lot less than he used to.
Admiral Bulldog's on his way to that Blink Dagger. This time he didn't bypass it. That bypassed level 3 Necro Book to get the Blink Dagger.
It's more necessary because of the Shadow Fiend's Shadow Blade, I believe. Ake's actually gonna come down here and push out the wave. Just wants to make sure that they're not giving up towers for free.
Is he? Well, if he pushes hard
Radiant's
enough,
top tower is
and if
under
he also
attack.
knew where LGD was, maybe he could push that hard. But if Alliance kept going through the tier 2 tower on the top lane, and then LGD initiated this back off, just go back in through the bottom, he recalls everyone over. It wouldn't take him long. He's got that Ag, so he doesn't have to worry about the timing of a Spirit Form activation.
I think LGD can respond though.
Are they strong enough to fight against Alliance if Alliance just 5-man at them?
Probably not, but why risk it? You don't want to ever go high ground situation against heroes like Jug, SF, and Earthshaker. There's a lot that they can just do to spam, and if you overextend for something meaningless, then you could potentially just throw back the game the other way. Like, they've got enough of a lead right now, but it's not so great that they can just YOLO win and throw it away.
There's a level 2 Dagon up on that puck, so he's not just going to go the Dagon 1 for a little bit of show. But
It
Alliance,
is.
how long have they got? It's wow. That's actually that's 5 seconds until Roshan's up, and Loda's gonna check before he picks up the DD rune. And now, if EGM waits a second, now they know. So they get a double damage rune into S4 and Roshan. That's a very quick spawn time for him.
Yeah, I think the Bristleback just takes this and then they can go for the high ground with them. Bulldog's going to get transported back in. They want to absolutely secure this. But Loda, they know that Sylar's here at bottom. Looks like they were trying to make a play at first. Alright, they're smoked up right now.
The Radiant have no vision of this area though, so they're going to smoke up to sit inside the pit. Like, Arca can hold out, but the Hawk is in perfect position, so LGD will be scattered after they come in. Wait, did Bulldog just... Bulldog just started his TP out. Like, he was TPing up to the top lane. Roshan didn't mash him, he stopped his own TP.
I think he realizes there's no need. Push out bottom now. Somebody push out mid, somebody push out top. Then they can go for it.
Okay, so how is LGD meant to keep vision? You got unobstructed vision for Arca with the Aghanims during daytime cycle, and he just picked up a gem 25 minutes in.
This is the issue, is that when the Keeper of the Light gets this strong, plus the gem, it is pretty hard to keep up.
Loda. They can see him coming. Okay, yeah, now the gem. Now they see Jack. And the other Observer Ward's about to time out anyway, but even killing these things off is worth more these days. Dream Coil, RTK. He'll be the sacrificial lamb. There's nothing more he can do here apart from die. And he'll die to Loda. So at this point, LGD have no wards on the map apart from one defensive one on their own cliffside near their secret shop. And if S4 jumps right here, they can at least get the BKB off, but they don't have the gem on the front lines, considering it's over on Arca. So they just force off EGM forward in case he is there. Burns a dust charge for it, but they got the gem.
Top rune. S4 is going to pick up an illusion, not going to lead to too much. Basher's completed first by the Bristleback. And Alliance, they're looking incredibly strong. They probably want to try to breach high ground with this this Aegis this time around.
S4's coming in from the right side. Looking towards Sylar. Because the Observer Ward's there, Sylar's just hugging that tree line.
Creep Wave is going to meet them in a second. EGM's just down here to spam out.
Oh, S4, he's getting charged. No phase shift for this one, and now Omni Slash.
Oh, destroyed.
A very quick kill, and a good amount of money for Sylar coming his way.
Probably didn't think there was any way that he could die.
Probably didn't think there's any way they could see him. Notice they moved the Hawk over, and Arca.
Oh,
He's actually down on bottom lane. Yeah, Bulldog's being initiated on by Maybe. But Maybe's having these Necro units chase him, so they got the vision available, and they just brought in Loda. So you mana leak the Dazzle. He gives one last Shallow Grave to Maybe and Basher. Oh, okay, I thought Loda might just have a crack at it.
I thought so too, but guess he didn't trust it.
Would you rely on RNG or not? He didn't.
Yeah, it did cost them... I guess you can't really say it cost them the puck, because the puck died independently of that.
Yeah.
They were able to save the tier 1 tower at bottom. They're just not giving up anything, and the puck's about to be alive in 14 seconds. If they want, they could just continue to push this.
I think they're going to fight. Puck's got a level 4 Dagon. Like, he wants to try and find kills with this.
EGM finds ROTK. ROTK is just going to get out of there. Unfortunately, doesn't steal the fissure. That was the only thing that could have stopped him. Even the Echo doesn't stun, I believe.
They're not without Aftershock.
Yep.
Radiant's middle tower.
Alliance now going to take the tier 2 tower. Nothing really LGD can do about this. They've at least got the Blink Dagger and Force off on RTK, so if Alliance do come high ground, a good Echo Slam and good Requiem of Souls can do a lot of work here. And they just hit nighttime, so Alliance have lost that extra advantage they get from the Keeper of the Light Aghanims. But LGD, they just can't go outside. Like, unless they move as a full group and smoke, but even MMY, like, he wants to get a Blade Mail, so maybe he can start returning some of the damage. It's just a hard time right now for LGD. Just batting down the hatches and survive. Do they even have a smoke? Well, we can check later, because maybe he's in... He's bait. Like, he's more than bait.
Is it really bait when Loda's not afraid of it at all?
I don't know. Like, it's bait, but against, like Jaws.
Loda just continues to press 5 heroes back. He has the Aegis, not afraid of too much.
And with the stacks up, like he's doing over 300 damage a hit. Like bringing down these buildings is really not that much of a problem for him. The creep waves will never stay alive because of it. And you got mass balls on the front lines. You go for another weep, but in comes S4. That dazzle. Wow. Never even saw his death. S4 just way too quick for it. And now that mid-tier 3 tower is gone. Fortification is up for LGD, but it only delays the inevitable, as Zakucj also keeps stacking up. Loaded, they're going to force staff him back. Nether Strike, because he went for it, it pushed MMY so far out of the base. Loaded doesn't really care about dying because he's still got that Aegis of the Immortal.
Yeah, the weave is about to end. He is going to go down the first time, but
if they
killing him the
this,
second is such a task.
There's a Blink Roar available. There's your Echo Slam. Bulldog waits for it. S4 jumps in. They go for the Omni Slash with the Roars on the SF. That's the big one to bring down, and maybe will pop. No buyback for him. And Sylar too far outside the base. EGM force-staffing himself up a little bit further away. They blinding light him into EGM. But oh well. They still find the kill over on the Jugger. EGM will stay alive, and ROTK will drop. They take the gems, they take the hope of LGD, and they'll take the mid-racks. Well, actually, no, they're backing out. They don't have enough life.
He's going to buy back. Doesn't come in with souls, unfortunately, but still. In that fight, what went so wrong is that they were about to charge the SF ultimate, but S4 drops the silence on top of their heads. They see him in full vision, then he has to reset BKB, but by that time they lose a hero. Sylar goes in, pretty much has to at that point, finds the kill on the Ake, but when you're a Juggernaut that doesn't have ultimate, you're just gonna get kited, which is what we saw right there. And I think it's mainly just the difference in net worth, and LGD threw away a few heroes that they shouldn't have. The Echo Slam was, I think, above average too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. It did some decent damage. The problem was there was just...
There's no follow-up.
Yeah. There's just nothing more to give. And when the Dazzle dies that quickly too, like you lose so much survivability when he gets taken out of the play.
This assault from Alliance just seems like a little bit too much for LGD. Bulldog's playing really well too.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about him at all.
Yeah, all of Alliance are playing pretty well. LGD, it just feels like this is a team loss more than anything, rather than blaming anybody's single effort.
Yeah. There's just a lot of things that didn't go right for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a couple of problems for maybe in the middle lane. Like, he still caught up, but overall he never really got ahead. RTK, like, you knew he was going to get zoned out eventually, and when you go up against something like a Coddle and Bristleback, like, what were you meant to do on the lane?
Yeah, I think they all just had some individual mistakes that kind of snowballed, and Alliance did a really good job of playing objective-based Dota and making sure that they were stacking up for Loda at all times, so he just continued to get ahead. And he's been using the net worth really well. I guess, I think in some ways we don't talk enough about cores now, because people always want to see what the supports did, but Loda did a really good job. 9-1 and 9 is always in the mix of things, never gets caught out.
It's funny you changed the perspective like that. It always used to be the cause. It was the guy who got the rampage.
Yeah. It's weird because now you just kind of look at a core and you're like, oh, they did their job, right? Oftentimes people only point out cores when they mess up.
Yep.
And if they go insane, you're just like, oh, well, he had the net worth to be able to do that. That's fine, but it is worth talking about.
Well, the charge coming out towards Admiral Bulldog. That's not going to last long from MMY. Still waiting for EGM to use this Omni Slash. They're dragging everyone back in now. He's got it at the start of the fight. Roshan's going to spawn up in 10 seconds time. Alliance will not be aware of this, however. But it's yet again another very quick spawn time for Roshan. But it's during the daytime, and you've just finished a full assault cuirass over on Loda.
Yeah.
You want to be able to take out of racks if it's possible.
The Rubik has Omni Slash too.
Yeah, he's waiting for
the
it.
last fight.
If he forced on us forward, he can just initiate in. And now, S4. He starts it over on maybe. The Fidget connects on Bristleback, but as we've definitely found out, Loda is under no peril. This Illuminate spam from Arcade is making it so LGD can't attack in, and making it so Loda keeps regenerating all the harassment that LGD do to them. Alright, so they're going to back up now. S4 moves down at the bottom lane. Is there a Hawk being sent over? No, there's not.
LGD just don't have a lot of options. If they don't take this fight, then Alliance could just conceivably go for the Roshan and get Aegis Cheese up. LGD's already proven that they can take down Loda twice. And maybe doesn't that buyback this time around to deter them from going for the high ground.
That's not a bad weave. He's going to remove a large portion of Loda's armor, but he's still got a lot to spare.
They have Vlads too. Like, this is not going to do as much as you'd like.
But what do you got from LGD? Like, your only option is to go for your combo. But your combo relies Alliance to group up. At the moment, all they're giving him is Loda. But the nearest thing you get is S4 jumping in for a Dagon, but then you can't control S4. So you Fissure Block out, EGM, damn, that range steal is good. And he actually steals Healing Ward. So it's not as though Alliance had enough survivability as it is. And now there's your jump in, maybe with the Dagon. He triggers the BKB. He's still taking so much damage, he had 4 Core Spray stacks. And has to back up.
Yeah, they have Glyph available, but this tower's going down rapidly. With the biggest thing is that maybe he goes back right now. You notice that he just like barely heals and then he comes back, relies on it because he has to be up front here. But
yeah, S4 jumps in, gets rid of that healing ward. So
what are you gonna do, LGD? You're just gonna lose your racks at this pace.
RTK's got to go, but Bulldog, like you watch this 4, it's not letting RTK have his Blink Dagger off cooldown. Spirit Breaker just gets munched by Loda. And now EGM's ready to go again. Steals the Fidget, gets a double stun. This game is over. You can Requiem like this and you might kill off the puck. The Omnissiah as well being expended, but what's left when EGM with the Aghanim's Requiem Soul? That's the first one of those we get to see. EGM, that heal from Arcade. It keeps him alive. There goes your Death Requiem out from EGM. And maybe not over completely. They only brought down the range racks and Alliance ended up getting in way too deep. RTK wants to keep fighting. Loda needs to babysit Arcade out of here.
Maybe he's getting pretty low, but... Well, I don't think Loda goes down here. He's just going to turn his back to them. Not afraid at all. He's got mana again. He just doesn't want to commit because of DDC, but now he turns forward. He's going to go down, but they still lose the range racks. The mid-racks creeps are going to beat in. LGD managed to hold, but the next Roshan, that's going to be the crucial thing for Alliance here. They're pinging it out already. They're saying, okay guys, we might have overextended a little bit. Let's just go for the next racks and secure this.
I'm really surprised that the LGD put up such a fight. Really, really surprised.
They kind of... Alliance kind of misplayed that. Like, Bulldog wasn't able to get his roar off. That was
Radiant's middle tower
one of the big proponents of them losing that fight. But
it's just when you keep, like you kept that Earthshaker. Like, RTK had nothing to do in that entire fight. Until later into it.
Tower is under attack.
The initiation was so strong.
It's, yeah. Well, now they're just going for Roshan. So, easy.
They still have to take that tier 2 atop. This is going to slow them down too when they have the Aegis. If they go for the bottom racks and it takes them too long. Buys more time for LGD.
At the same time, like, I suppose you still got a couple of buybacks available for LGD. The Earthshaker did expend his own during that last engagement, as the SF's now, the timer comes off cooldown. So they do have a couple of buybacks. I think if you just push in through bottom, you take the melee racks. If you win the fight, could you just do the GG push?
From LGD?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's...
From Alliance, sorry.
Oh, from Alliance?
Like,
yeah.
if they bring down LGD, but with the 2 buybacks on the 2 big cores, maybe not.
Depends on who you lose. If you keep Loda alive, maybe even if he has Aegis and like 2 other heroes, they keep going for it. It's a numbers game right now. You saw even with all of his considerable net worth that they weren't able to, they were able to just cut him around.
Does maybe actually finish up his butterfly? It'll cost him his buyback if he does it. But at this point, does LGD feel like if they lose a fight, then this game is over?
No, he has a surplus, right? 3,300. He has buyback.
They're smoking and going over. That Wild Wing, it was controlled up by Maybe. That was his dominated creep. So they understand that Alliance is now over next to the pit.
Dire's top tower is
And maybe making a break for it.
They actually have to go for this fight, though. If you're LGD, you can't afford to give up the...
They found EGM. That's a nice easy pick.
That is so annoying.
Radiant's courier has been
Oh
killed.
wow.
That is
Oh,
5,000.
wow.
Tower is
It died to
under
the
attack.
creep wave as well. It wasn't even a hero.
That's 5k net worth that was on that courier.
It was his butterfly. It was the rest of the butterfly for SF.
Alright, so now you avoid fights for as long as you can until you have that up. Because there's no MKB on Alliance, I believe. Yeah, they've only got 1 real major core. That's physical damage dealer. So they needed that butterfly. That could be what allows them to survive against Loda.
Well, Loda's going to come back into the pit, realize there's a new dominated creep. It's the Alpha Wolf. At this point, this is almost just giving money over, but it lets LGD know what's going on. So they go in, and then they pull straight back out again. Radiant do still have a ward. They put it at the top of the small ramp, so they can see Loda moving out of the pits. They understand that Roshan is not being done. But Alliance, they just go out and start the split push. Because why should they have to be there anyway? You got a Keeper of the Light, right? Like, you just recall.
Yeah, LGD are the ones that have to respond to this. Like, if the Puck just decides to push this in, he's going to get a tier 2 tower. Then the play is somebody from LGD has to go defend that. And once they go defend that, then...
Alliance take
Yeah,
Roshan.
exactly. So once they see Sylar here, and he doesn't have travels or anything like that...
Unless they can kill off S4, like there's still phase shift, so he blinks into the tree line. That charge is still going on S4.
Alright, he should be brought back right now.
He's gonna Dagon. Phase shift. The recall did start, but S4 gets bashed, and he can't drawn out. He's actually in a world of hurt. He'll have to phase shift. The blink dagger timing, though, he's gonna blink straight away. He's able to do so. Up into the tree line. Bolt charge up. Another jaunt, and he's gonna be recalled in by RK.
Yep.
But it's Alliance who are finding their pickoffs. TDC, there's no TP scroll on him this time around, so there's no ability just to TP back out, and then EGM steals the heal.
Dire's bottom tower.
So there's more survivability for Alliance. And they'll come over and take Roshan now.
They did lose their tier 1 at bottom, and S4 got pretty low for this attempt, but this should now mean a guaranteed Roshan. I think without the Dazzle, 4v5, okay, he's going to buy back for this. Again, I think LGD, they know for sure. If you give up the Aegis to the Bristleback, they are losing racks guaranteed.
But you also buy back, like this new underset Alliance going to be pulling out of the pit. Oh, maybe they won't.
I think they'll just let Loda do it solo.
S4's poking and prodding. RK can just keep the Illumina spam going too. Like with Blinding Light, LGD getting into the pit and stopping this is difficult. They send the Dominant creep in, and well, Bristleback, he's already got the...
Oh, there's a cheese?
Oh yeah, they get Xyla managed to pick it up. The Illumina will still fly over, and what do we got? It's a Dream Call over an RTK and DDC, so they're controlling the backlines. S4 copping a hell of a lot of damage before he can jaunt away, but MMY being picked up as the first casualty of this fight. Maybe still wants to try and fight that Requiem of Souls. Does he let it go? He keeps getting bashed up by Loda. The Fissure stun. Loda's in trouble, and the Aegis Immortal will burn here. Bulldog, he's already let off everything he's got too, being trapped in here, but S4 sitting on the backlines. He jumps in. There's your Requiem of Souls. The phase shift protected S4 all that fight. And the Lions get a full wipe against LGD. The cheese didn't get burned, but still, there's not a single buyback available for LGD. This game too looks like it's in the bag.
Yeah, I think this is over now. They have buybacks up, but they don't have the gold for it, unfortunately for them. And again, maybe he doesn't have that butterfly completed because of that courier snipe. On top of that, they just got outmaneuvered in that team fight. S4 could have gone down there, but the Earthshaker wasn't willing to commit, and the Bristleback way too tanky. And with that, they probably just go for the throne now. They know that LGD have lost. LGD are probably just talking things over. That's most likely the main reason why they haven't GG'd. Just use this time period to say, okay, what went wrong? How the hell did we lose this game? I thought we were doing okay. How did we lose the first game?
How could they potentially lose the entire series?
Yeah.
Because Alliance now, with another commanding lead and a commanding end, will take out game number 2. Looking very, very good, and, well, I'm still not seeing a smile out from Loda. I'm still seeing serious business from him yet.
I think he'll be happy once they...
Once they win.
Yeah, once they win.
Yeah. Well, Alliance, they're looking good. They're looking focused, and LGD looking very unstable. They have to try and find something that will bring them back into this series. If it wasn't, then maybe SF. Maybe ROTK can get himself a good hero if they can stop banning against him during the first phase.
Yeah.
A lot of different things. Either way, we'll have ourselves a break and we'll come back here for game number 3 of this best of